The fly route pod, the fly route pod, the fly route pod, the fly route pod.
Welcome to the tee-off. No love.
I was about to do the.
Yeah, I know you was feeling it. All right, let's see if we get it going this time. Welcome to the tee-off.
Ooh, spill that tea, sis.
This is how we like to start our show off. We like to spill some tea on our favorite athletes and the crazy situations they get themselves into. This week, the victim of the tee-off is none other than Saints quarterback Marshon Lattimore. All right. You should be familiar with Marshon Lattimore. If you are not, I'm going to give you a little bit of a breakdown. He played at the Ohio State University. He was the 11th pick in the 2017 NFL draft by none other than the New Orleans Saints. And if you don't know, this man is a certified baller. 3-time Pro Bowl, only 3 seasons played. So he came into the league as one of the best corners in the league.
Absolutely.
Guaranteed baller. He was the NFL Defensive Rookie in the year 2017. There is nothing about this man's game that I have anything negative to say about right now.
You know, but I bet if you were already good and you had to guard Mike Thomas every day in practice, you'd be pretty good too.
I bet you would be. Like, steel sharpens steel. Steel sharpens steel.
Because somebody's guarding him. Even though he can't guard Mike, somebody guarding him every day.
And you guarded him in them short slant routes that you know,
And he know you and you know him.
And Drew knows him real well. So, yeah, I bet that makes you a lot better very quickly. Marshon Lattimore, your game is undeniable. Unfortunately, you got caught slipping, player. Now, first and foremost, we mean you no disrespect. By the end of this fly route, y'all will know Marshon Lattimore is not a nigga to play with. Like, he with the blicky, the cover sticky. Look, Marshon Lattimore was arrested like late last week in Cleveland, his hometown, on the suspicion of having a stolen gun.
Hold up. How is it suspicion? Either you have the stolen gun or you don't have a stolen gun.
Here's what happens. So, he gets pulled over by the police. There are some details about the police unit that pulled him over that will be important later on in the story. But basically what happens is he gets pulled over by the police. The police come up and they're like, okay, you all had several traffic violations and your tail light isn't working. I'm rolling my eyes at the tail light thing too. Now, they see a gun. One of these niggas in this car had their gun visible enough to the police that the police were like, all right, cuz we got to search the car now. There's a gun in the vehicle. Marshon Lattimore has a concealed weapon on him when they search everybody in the car. Marshon Lattimore's concealed weapon is suspected of being stolen in like a robbery in 2018 or something like that. And look, but it's more important. So there's 2 things. He has a charge for suspicion of a stolen property, but he also has a charge for refusing to disclose a concealed weapon to a police officer, which is illegal in the state of Ohio. So based off just the fact that he did not report the gun promptly when he was pulled over, they have like basically reason to arrest him.
Yeah.
And then the gun ends up like being supposedly stolen in the robbery from 2018. That is neither here nor there. So what happens is he gets stopped, right? They say they smell some weed in the car. Both you've been smoking some weed and you still got the pack on you. There was like, so y'all got the whole fucking pack on you. Now, I don't know if that's true or not because nobody there got a drug charge. So even if there was like, that's the thing. They said we smelled burnt and unburnt weed in the car. No weed was found on any of the people here. That is suspicious, isn't it?
Suspicious, yeah, because cops shouldn't know what the difference is between the two.
Look, that is suspicious. The second and probably the significantly more concerning and suspicious thing about this is that they had multiple traffic violations, right? And tail light that was out.
Yes, driving while black is your violation.
Driving while black was the violation, but they were also pulled over by Cleveland's gang unit. It's not a random uni car. It's not a car
That is super strange.
Exactly. It's not a car that's doing the patrols. It's not like the shitty person that is sitting there waiting for you to roll the stop sign to give you a ticket. The gang unit is out there for a specific reason.
And it's not traffic violations.
Exactly. So the gang unit pulled you all over, right, for some traffic violations that nobody had any citations for, and you got cited for having a non-functioning taillight.
I'll say a couple things. Number one, Marshon Lattimore is too good and makes too much money to be carrying his own gun. Have somebody hold that for you.
Actually, everybody in the car was armed, nigga.
Don't even carry it. Then
Yo,
give that hold to somebody else then.
I honestly think Marshon Lattimore is actually really with the shits, nigga. I think that there's a reason. I think, A, you were targeted. The people you were in the car with seem to have been targeted by the Cleveland gang unit.
Well, that's where I'm assuming that he was at home. That's where he's from.
He was in his hometown of Cleveland. So it's probably the niggas he came up with.
I hate this though, because this is what happened to Deshaun Jackson when he left Philadelphia, which was what's his name put out the rumor, oh, Deshaun, we think he might be in a gang, blah 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 blah. And there was no proof to that whatsoever. And this feels odd. It feels wrong. Something's off about this to me.
Look, so I'm not going to say Marshon Lattimore is in a gang. I have no proof that he's in a gang. There's no reason to say that he is.
No, but this is too much. Like, there's too much. It's too close.
It is too close. It is too close. So you got to understand that he gets arrested with 3 other guys, right? Carl Willis, Kenyon Moon, and Maurice Walton are their names. All 3 of these guys have prior felonies for like real shit, robbery, assault, like Grand Theft Auto.
So these people might be in the gang now.
Look, maybe. All I know is I want no smoke with Marshon Lattimore after hearing about his affiliates and the people he hangs with back at home, and the fact that for some reason y'all had a car full of niggas all strapped.
Where were they going?
Look, I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate on where they were going. All I know is like, yo, nigga, you really with the shits. Like, you remember when Mike Evans blindsided Marshon Lattimore in 2017 when he got into it with Jameis Winston? Like, I rethink that one if I was you, player, because this does not seem like the type of nigga that you really want to have problems with. And the gun is suspected of being stolen. I think they've verified now that the gun was stolen, in fact. It is no longer suspicion of stolen. He is now being charged with possession of stolen property. Right? It went from suspicion to verified. So you got to understand that first and foremost, while it is okay for Marshon Lattimore to have a gun, if that gun is not stolen, it is okay for him to have a concealed gun in Ohio. If that gun is not stolen, as long as he lets the police know he has a gun ahead of time.
Well, any weapon, because police always ask you before they search you, do you have any weapons on you? And you should tell the truth.
I don't think they had to get that far because them niggas could literally see, according to them, right? So allegedly, a Glock 19, that not Lattimore's gun, but one of the other 3 men in the car, they had a Glock 19 that was visible from outside the vehicle. That's how the vehicle got searched. They saw one of these niggas had their gun in plain enough sight that according to the police, I actually want to be very serious about this because
I got you. But
okay.
I'm saying, like, it's a gun. A Glock 19 is not a big gun. It's a kind of mid-sized gun, right?
Yes.
The lights are flashing, you're getting pulled over.
Put it under the seat, put it in the glove box.
How do the police see it? Either are they waving out the window? Is it sitting on somebody's lap? Unless it's one of those two things.
Yeah, I think it feels like, based off the details I've heard, it's more of like in the lap or in the like side situation. You're sitting in the car, laid back. I think they're saying several of the people in the car were maybe inebriated or something like that, but not the driver.
Yeah, this all sounds
but not
real
the
strange.
driver.
Please continue, but this
not
sounds
the
real
driver.
strange.
So it's very clear. It's very clear that, like you said, they broke a bunch of traffic violations. If you all were like the driver was inebriated, that would make a lot of sense. But it's been very clear for them that the driver was not one of the people who was inebriated with the gun. So this is a serious situation insofar as all of the other men in the car are legally not allowed to have a gun.
Oh, no.
So-
Lil Wayne learned that.
Yes. So
Lil Wayne should be in jail right now, actually.
Hey, look.
He better thank former President Trump.
He just got what he needed. I wish jail on not many men. Okay. I wish jail on not many men. I wanted to say no, but there are some extenuating circumstances, so I have no problem with the way he had to get his shit right. Okay, so it's very important to note that for the most part, Marshon Lattimore should not be very concerned with this case.
No.
It is a very small situation to deal with because for the possession of stolen property, you have to prove that the person should have had a reasonable suspicion that the gun he had was stolen, right? Because someone could steal something and sell you stolen property. They don't have proof that he stole it. They just have proof that he's in possession of it, which means that they need to have reasonable suspicion that you should have known that it was stolen already.
That actually makes me feel like it's possibly not even his gun. I would not be surprised if there were other, like somebody in the car had more than one gun on them. They're a felon, so they give one to Marshon. For him, it's just a small fine. For them, it's extra years.
I mean, I think it just, I would not be surprised if it wasn't his gun, but I don't think they gave him the gun so they didn't have extra years. I think they gave him the gun because wherever these niggas was going, every single one of them wanted to be strapped.
Yeah, that's the real question. Where was they going?
I get it. Like, depending on where you from, the money that you make, you could be a target. Depending on the niggas that you hang out with, you definitely could be a target, especially if the niggas you hang out with is grimy. Or not even they grimy people, but they do grimy shit.
These niggas like they do grimy shit.
And based off their record, they seem like they do grimy shit and do what you got to do. I ain't even hating. So I can understand many reasons why you would want to be strapped. For the most part, it seems like if Marshon Lattimore's gun was legally registered to him, which I can also understand why if you're with those people doing those things, you might not want a gun with your name on it. So, rocking a hard place depending on what you wanted to do with your firearm. But I am of the mind that, like, this is a pretty simple situation for him. They would have to prove that he knows it was stolen. He obviously can just be like, I did not. And I think for the most part, he's going to be able to kind of, get this pushed down, plea it down a little bit, get it, no jail time, fine type shit.
That's
community
fair.
Service.
I think it's likely to have more trouble with the NFL than the police.
Like in this situation, so, some legalese type shit. Based off the 2 charges he has, he would probably end up, like, at best, playing down to, like, a misdemeanor. Or because the gun charge is like a 4th-degree felony. Mm-hmm. So he probably ends up pleading down to a misdemeanor. In other misdemeanor situations, we have seen the NFL suspend people for multiple games, right? So I would not be surprised if Marshon Lattimore got suspended 2 games or something like that in this upcoming season. I also would not be surprised if this kind of just, for the most part, for him went away, but the other people in the car seem to be fucked.
Oh, they're most likely going to jail.
Aggressively fucked. So that's just kind of sad to see, but very interesting. I know I don't want no smoke with Marshon Lattimore or his associates because apparently they stay strapped.
Well, I mean, his associates are no longer going to be any trouble for you or anybody for a long time.
Okay, that was your tee off.
The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod.
We want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to listen to this video. Did you know that this video is part of a larger Fly Route podcast? Look us up wherever you watch podcasts. We are on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Take the time, subscribe. We appreciate you.
While we have you here, don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit the notification bell. Otherwise, you will miss some of our YouTube videos. That's just the way YouTube works. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Fly Route Pod.